Well, hello there, and welcome to Cooking from the Cupboards. My name is Heather, and I'm happy that you joined me today. On today's video, I thought I would talk about how I go through the process of planning my Easter menu and how I make my shopping list. So I have my holiday recipe box here, and I have a holiday section. And there we go, holidays. So I have my holiday section here. And I'm going to just go ahead and pull out all the recipe cards that are in there. And so in my holiday recipe box, I have all our like entertaining type recipes in here. And so that just makes it easier to always find it. So what I have done is I did this a couple of years ago, is I do a holiday menu basic. So it's a basic menu that I would do for any major holiday. So Christmas, Thanksgiving, and or Easter. Because, you have turkey or ham. And this is generally what we would always eat. So we have turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, and all the other recipes that I would put on my menu. And so all of these recipes that are on this list is in the holiday section. Okay. But I'm not going to be making all those recipes for Easter. We generally always do a ham. And so I'm going to do a champagne ham. And so you just get a ham, whatever size you do. And you're going to use some ginger ale. Now, I have a ham in my freezer, so I don't need to buy one. And I have ginger ale in my pantry over there, so I don't need to buy ginger ale. So I have everything on premises here in my home to make the champagne ham. And it's just ham and ginger ale, and you bake it or you put it in a crock pot, whatever you choose to do. And you just pour your ginger ale over the ham, and then you have a champagne ham. So we will be making a champagne ham. I thought that we would also, of course, we're going to make dinner rolls. And so this is my basic dinner roll recipe. And so I just need some yeast, water, milk, some butter, some eggs, some sugar, some salt, flour, and butter. The only thing on this list that I might need to make sure I get is going to be milk. I have yeast, I have, water, of course. I have butter and eggs, sugar, salt, flour, and more butter. So I'm going to write on my list milk. So I have my dinner rolls. Then I'm going to make my potato salad. I ended up writing this on a card, 2 or 3 years ago. I make it from scratch all the time because this is how I've always made it, and I've been making it since I was like 12. My daughter knows how to make it, so I really didn't need to write it on a recipe card, but I wanted to make sure that it could be passed down. So I do need potatoes. I normally use russet potatoes. That's my potato of choice. Some hard-boiled eggs, so I would need eggs. So you need potatoes and eggs. I use dill pickles. I have them on the shelf. Black olives on my shelf. So the only things I'm going to need are going to be my consumables or fresh food. So I need to make sure that I have yellow onion, celery, some green onion, and some parsley. I generally always have yellow onion on the shelf in my kitchen where I store the onions. But I will have to write it down to make sure that I have it before I leave for the store. Everything else is a consumable that I would have to pick up. So I'm going to make a potato salad, and here's, my basic recipe. So I wrote down milk, yellow onion, celery, and potatoes. Green onion and fresh parsley, because that was also on the list. And then the other thing that I'm probably going to make is going to be green beans with garlic. I did see a recipe for green beans with almonds, so I might try that because I have almonds in my freezer. And I do need to use those. But so we have green beans with garlic. So I need some fresh green beans and garlic. Well, I have garlic in my fridge and my freezer. So the only other thing I need on this list is going to be fresh green beans. And I don't have anything on the back of that card. So fresh green beans. And so that's going to be my basic menu for Easter. Of course, I'll probably make deviled eggs. And I'll probably, you know, have olives and pickles to be served. And see what's on this list. So I'll probably have pickles and olives, deviled eggs, and it's just going to be a few of us, so I'm not going to make any appetizers or anything. So we're just going to do a basic Easter dinner. So we're going to do champagne ham. We're going to do some champagne ham. We're going to do some dinner rolls. We're going to do some green beans with garlic or almonds, depending. And I'm going to make my potato salad. And then I wrote down my list. So these are my Easter menu needs. I will need milk, yellow onion, celery, potatoes, green beans, green onion, and fresh parsley. Those are the only items that I need to buy in order to make this menu. And those are things that I generally buy weekly anyway, or right before Easter. I will go to the store and make sure I have, because all this is fresh produce other than the milk, and make sure I have fresh items to make for my Easter food. So that is our basic Easter menu. Hello, there we go. Our basic Easter menu. And that's how I do it. So now I know that I can make all of these recipes and have a beautiful Easter dinner for just a few items that I need to buy. And that's how I do it. So I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope this helps you plan out your Easter menu. If you could like, share, and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And we will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.